Hi girls, today is Thursday, April 16th. This lesson corresponds to lesson 35, which online is titled Associate How You Like. Our I can statement is I can multiply a whole number by a fraction using the associative property. So we've actually dealt with the associative property before. It basically is saying, like with addition and multiplication, that whether you write it as 2 times 3 or 3 times 2, either way, we're still going to get 6. Or in addition, whether it's 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2, we're still going to get an answer of 5. So let's take a look at our first example, and this example is in the online lesson as well. So if I were to read the first example, I would read it as 4 times 3/5. And then what you'll notice is then I wrote it in unit form. 4 times 3/5, which is exactly the same as this. But I'm going to concentrate on the unit form first. And right now, I'm thinking of this separate as 3/5. I have 4 copies of the 3/5. However, I can associate this or regroup it a little bit different. And I can regroup like that. And I can simply multiply the 4 times 3 to see how many fifths I have. When I do that, I end up with 12 fifths. Oh, I spelled it wrong here. Okay, so looking or comparing it to my number sentence, how I could write it in my number sentence is simply 4 times 3/5. Okay, so again, still giving me 12/5. So in one sense, I'm showing, or on one side, I'm showing the associative property with the unit form. All I did was move the parentheses. Over here, I'm just showing the associative property with my number form. Let's try another example. So now I have the example 5 times 3/4. I have 5 of the 3/4. So first I'm going to rewrite it in unit form. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to associate the 5 times the 3. And that 5 times the 3/4 gives me 15/4, which written as a fraction, 15/4. Now let's look at it just with my number sentence. I have 5 of the 3/4. So I have my 5 times 3 that I've associated. My unit is fourths, so I'm keeping the fourths. And I still end up with my answer of 15 fourths. Now remember, 15 fourths is improper, so I'm going to see how many wholes can I get from 15 fourths. 4, 8, 12, 16 is too much. So 4, 8, 12. 12 of those fourths is 3 wholes. And I still have 3 fourths left over. I can check my work, just double check that. 3 times 4, or 3 of the 4 fourths, is 12, plus 3 is 15, and I'm right back to 15 fourths. So now let's try a few examples without unit form, just strictly writing our number sentence and getting a solution. Okay, so I have a few examples here, and these will be similar to what you see on your problem set, on your practice for this lesson 35. So if it's helpful to you, draw the arrow from the whole number to the numerator. I have 3 times 2 fifths. I have 3 of the 2 fifths. In my second example, my whole number is 4. I have 4 of the 2/3. It doesn't matter that my problem is flipped around, because whether it's one way or the other way, when I multiply, I'm going to get the same answer. And then in my last example, 5 times 5, 6, my whole number is the 5. So taking a look back at my first one, I have 3 times 2 fifths. Some of you may not need this middle step, but it is helpful. 3 times 2 fifths is 6 fifths. Now again, that's improper. I want to rewrite those 6 fifths as a mixed number. I can get 1 whole, or 5 fifths, with a remainder of 1 fifth. So final answer, 1 and 1 fifth. In my second example, I have 4 times 2 in my numerator, and my unit is thirds. So 4 times 2 is equal to 6. I end up with 6. Oh, what? 4 times 2 is equal to 8. I added them, silly mistake. I end up with 8 thirds. How many wholes can I get from 8 thirds? Well, 3, 6, there's 2 wholes, 6 thirds. And I still have 2 left over. My final answer, 2 and 2/3. Remember that the fraction bar also means division. So I'm just doing basic division, 8 divided by 3, except writing my remainder as a fraction. So 8 divided by 3 is 2 wholes with a remainder of 2/3. And my last one. I have the 5 times 5 as my numerator, and I have my unit, my sixth. My unit is staying the same. I end up with 5 times 5 is 25/6. And yes, I have another improper fraction. So how many wholes can I get from 25/6? Well, I can get 4 of them, which is 24/6. And then I still have 1/6 left over. So when you're doing the lesson online, they will be using a lot of the units. When you go to do your problem set in your packet, the examples will look more like what we have here. So good luck, and I can't wait to get all of your work. Bye.